Hello, my name is Gordon De Silva and I run a firm called Gordon's Knight. We're chartered accountants and we believe we're 1 in a million. Well, the truth is we're actually maybe 1 in 33,000. And we want to talk to you today about how we think it would be a good idea to choose an accountant. Now clearly we'd like you to choose us, but we want to give you a reason why. We believe there's about 33,000 accountants doing accounts in the UK. This includes people working from home, working from their bedroom, maybe even working from other people and doing the odd set of accounts for a friend or a relative. Now those accountants are substantially unqualified because there are only about 16,000 qualified accountants in the UK. So people like myself who are chartered accountants, and they're also the chartered certified accountants. Among other qualifications as well. So 16,000 qualified accountants capable of doing accounts. Now we believe that these are the accountants you should be looking at worst, because these are the accountants who you can rely on, because they've got ethical standards they have to abide by their regulating institutes. Out of those 16,000 accountants, there's only about 1,000 of them, in fact there's less than 1,000 of them we believe, who offer the tax strategies we do. Now, if you have ever met me, you'll know that I believe that tax has the potential to really eliminate wealth if you let it, and because there's such a high proportion of our profits goes in taxes, and with the government in the state it is now, taxes are rising to 50% and probably higher with stealth taxes coming in. It really is a time to look at tax strategies to make sure you're paying the minimum amount of tax for the profits you earn and for the state of business you've got. Out of those 1,000, there's only probably about 50 of us who offer a strategy for new and expanding businesses that takes the profits for around 5 years and eliminates the tax on them completely, and in fact sometimes even more than that. So that's the sort of area where we believe we really score against other accountants, not only in our thought process and our ability to add value in terms of adding profits to your business and giving you fixed fees, to give you very reasonable fixed fees for accounts, but also offering you the opportunity, should circumstances present themselves, to save you absolutely thousands of pounds in tax. And could we be the only one who cares as much as we do about your business? Well, maybe we are. Obviously there may be some other firms who are really good, but we really look after our clients. We really want to give you value. We insist on spending time to find out what you really want, and that time is spent at no cost to you. So our initial consultations are not limited to half an hour like some accountants, or even an hour. We will spend an hour and a half, we'll even spend 2 hours with you, really finding out what you want to make sure that we tailor a package at a reasonable cost to you based on what you really want. So let's move on. What is your attitude to tax? Taxes that we've talked about are rising. Like I said, the government is requiring to raise more and more funds through taxation. Taxes reduce your wealth, because the more tax you pay, the less you have for buying buy-to-let property or shares or whatever else. Taxes increase your retirement age. The more you spend in tax, the longer you have to work before you retire. The myth, though, is that taxes, you have to pay a certain amount of taxes. Taxes can be brought down. And unless you speak to someone who really specializes in tax like myself, it is hard to really grasp how much tax you don't have to pay, that you may already be paying. We believe something like 80% of the clients we see who've got established businesses, we could actually save tax for these clients by using some of our tax strategies or our know-how. Remember, less than 50 accountants have access to some of our planning solutions. Now, out of 16 or even 33,000 accountants, that's not a big number, and if you're not one of those 50, you're going to miss out on something. So just give us your details on this website in a moment, and give us a call for a free consultation. You'll know it's the right thing to do once you've had a chat to us. What taxes can be saved? Income tax. We can save income tax for people who earn significant amounts of money. We can save corporation tax for people with their companies. We can look at new business savings for when business is expanding or a new business is starting. We've talked about the 5-year tax strategy. Also, if you've ever known anyone who's bought a house over £350,000, we can save the stamp duty for them for a small fee, a proportion of the savings, and that's guaranteed as well. That's the sort of thing that we believe we bring, which really adds value to clients and why clients keep coming back for our tax strategies. So, how do we choose an accountant? So, let me ask you this. Are you in business to increase your wealth? Now, most people will tell me yes. Is your business critical to building that wealth? Again, most clients will tell me yes. Is paying less tax critical to building your wealth? Again, for the reasons I've explained above, that would also be an affirmative. Is an accountant that helps you grow, supports and guides you important to your business? Do you need someone who's going to give you impartial advice, lots of common sense, challenges you maybe, challenges where you think you may not be able to do something, that helps you understand that maybe you could do that? And of course, reduce tax. Now, if you visit your accountant 2 or 3 times a year, do they really have to be local? If we, for example, on your business, if your new business is doing a £30,000 a year profit, if we can save you £20,000 over 5 years, is it really imperative that we live within 3 miles of your home? Wouldn't it be more sensible for us to visit each other, the 2 or 3 times a year and still save the £20,000? After all, we're only as far away as a phone call, right? So how do we calculate the value of an accountant? The value of the accountant is based on their fees, their skill and their availability, among other things. And we would want to make a great choice for choosing Gordon's Knight. So the true value of an accountant would probably be looked at in the way of adding fees to the tax bill that fee generates through the advice you're given. And that really is the true cost of an accountant. So here's a couple of examples. But before we do that, just think, do you actually believe that the wealthy pay the same taxes as you do? I'm hoping you said no to that one, right? So here's a couple of examples. Imagine an accountant charging £600 here on the left. Tax bill generated £16,000. The client's making, maybe £40,000, £50,000, £60,000 worth of profits. Get some advice. The true cost of that accountant is not the £600, but the £16,000 tax bill plus the fee of £600. Now, if we were able to, for another £400, to be able to bring that tax bill down to £13,000 through proactive tax advice, that brings a true cost of £14,000. So you can see that even though the fee is a little bit higher, the true cost of having us as your accountant could be £2,000 lower. That's the sort of benefit I'm thinking of. Now here's a more realistic, higher value example. Business making £100,000 profit, tax bill around £35,000, accountancy fee about £3,000 on the left there, getting some advice, true cost about £38,000. Now how about if for a fee of £15,000 we could bring that tax bill down to £1,000 with the advice and proactive tax planning we do? The true cost now is 16, even if it was £20,000 compared to 38,000. After cost, that's an £18,000 benefit we're bringing. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to choose an accountant that may be charging a little bit more if they can add value? Clearly, the reason we are able to charge 15 is only by being able to explain to you how we can save £30,000 of your tax bill. If we couldn't demonstrate that to you, we wouldn't even think of asking for that type of fee. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. And some of our tax schemes are success guaranteed, which means they're insurance backed, even some of them, which means that if it doesn't work, you don't pay. Now that shows a level of confidence in not only our services and our tax strategies, but also in how we do business with clients a lot of the time. So talk to us, give us a call on 0208 241 3000. We can have a telephone meeting, we can have a personal face-to-face meeting, we can meet on the internet, on Skype for example. We could even have a web meeting where you would log into my machine, we would have a chat over the phone, and we would explain certain things with the information in front of you on your computer wherever you are. So the convenience is completely up to you, and my email is right down the bottom there. If you'd like to give us a call, we'd love to work with you. We'd love to talk to you first to make sure that you and I see eye to eye, and we'll look forward to meeting you soon. All the best. Bye bye.